Good afternoon, class. David Kerr. Title of this is Constructivism and the Breaking Ranks Framework. Breaking Ranks Framework and constructivism have an almost symbiotic relationship on the surface. I say almost because there are things which might not totally work together, but for the most part, they will complement each other. While the ideals behind constructivism is to adopt teaching methods that will collaborate and complement the learning styles in the present classroom, based around input and stylings of the learners themselves, essentially learning by doing and teach by learning. This model allows for the greatest amount of change in the world of technology. Gisman, January 2011, says, the constructivist view of instructional design is learning by doing. In other words, active learning is the heart of constructivist instructional design process. For this reason, constructivists are interested in active process during learning activities. Learners should be active and use cognitive activity to construct new knowledge. During cognitive activity, learning environment is playing a key role to construct new knowledge. Learning environment must represent real-life activities. In this environment, what is learned and how it is learned should be designed together because how it is learned depends on what is learned. Breaking Ranks framework allows for a great deal of change in the flexibility it requires. However, it is based around the perceptions of the teachers. There is no specific model of instruction, and there is a great deal of freedom. However, the change is not student-centric and maintains more of a teacher-led group. The two, however, can complement each other, allowing the teacher and administrators to see trends and facilitate change as dictated by the 6 stages of systematic school improvement, Schoeninger 2014, and further allowing the students' learning strengths and weaknesses, modify training for more collaboration, and learning by doing techniques. While the data from the BRF is dated, the principle still remains the same, as the intent was for the adaptation of future technologies and strategies. In my school, the Ordnance School, our lessons are primarily dictated to us as to what we can or will teach. However, we have the ability to recommend changes for material and methods. Further, we can, and most have begun, to implement more of a student-led instruction, whereas the subject matter expert, or the instructor, guides the instruction, becomes a facilitator, and then begins conversation and collaboration to achieve the goal of group learning, which is then assessed by hands-on experience and a hands-on performance examination. For most of our lessons, in fact, we deemed that the administration of a written test holds little to no value to our process. Not saying that information retention is not important. We hold that information can be researched at any given point, and the memorization of formulas explicit to our jobs can be demonstrated by proper utilization of the machines. We are also in the mix of the different job specialties that we teach. We are also in the mix of the different job specialties that we teach, looking at all ways technology can help, such as apps and the potential for digital devices for learning. Our projection for the education of our nation's soldiers is that we will incorporate any technology that is deemed of value into the lessons and into the environment the soldiers will work in later. It is hard for me to have recommendations for the curriculum or the school, course specific, based around the BRF principles, as it reflects similar models of change that we already incorporate into our system. Ours is a rather fluid system. However, if I were to make a recommendation, it would be based on time. It may be fluid, but it's like pond water. It seems that our model of change, while effective, is slow and cumbersome. It integrates things into place after it has already become familiar in other venues, thereby decreasing its overall value. If this process could be changed to decrease the time in half or more, the lessons would be easily modified to reflect the constructivism views that they seem to want. That's my take on it. Thank you.